Hello, VV Nation. My name's Ryan. Today I am filling in for Glenn as he is down in Dallas. They have a great presentation going on tomorrow. Some of you may be attending that event. So we'll give the viewers just a moment to get in here. I know the alert will be going out in just a moment. So we'll give everyone just a second to come in here. Can everyone hear me and see me? As you know, I don't do these always. So I just want to make sure everyone can hear me and see me. Make sure there's no technical issues. John, no, Glenn's not on vacation. He's working. He's down in the Dallas event. I think they just flew out this morning for that. All right, T says loud and clear. Bill says he can see me. So that alert should be popping out here in just a moment. So we'll give that just a second here. All right. All right, so everyone's filling in. So yeah, I chose the title, the Santa Claus Rally. We're still getting green lights here. Just a, to get a survey here. Who thinks there's more legs in this rally? Type of 1, if you think there's more upside potential in this rally. Type of 2, if you should start considering taking some profits. I'm just curious to what everyone's doing right now. Me personally, I see the MTI creeping up. We still have some room till it gets historically to those 1.5 levels. So yeah, mixed comments here I see. We got some 2s and 1s, some 2s. I don't think it's a bad play. Obviously depending on what stocks you're in, what industries you're in. But I think protecting profits, I think we're getting close to that time of, protecting profits. The MTI shot up quite a bit. We've had the Santa Claus rally. But however, look, the major indices, they're up again today. If we look here, the Dow Jones up 0.5%, NASDAQ up 0.25%, S&P up 0.4%. Even the VectorVest composite, look at that, up 1%. The VectorVest composite, if you're new to watching this, the VVC or the VectorVest composite, you might hear me refer to it. We track over 9,000 stocks here at VectorVest throughout the U.S. market. So we put those in an arithmetic indexed average, and we put them in an index or composite. It's just how we, track the broader market rather than more of a narrow set of stocks. So we see the market, is up today. If we look at the calls here, the market timing signals, let me just scroll down here. You see, look, the confirmed call is up, DEW is up, green light buyer is up, primary wave is up. They're all up right now. It's not a good place. Indecision. That's what James G says. Indecision. Well, it looks like the market's deciding. Honestly, James, the market's going up. We see all the major indices up today. MTI is still at 1.35. The alert just hit. I see it just went on my phone. So we'll give everyone just a moment. We're just talking about this Santa rally. If you think there's some legs in this rally to keep going to the upside, put a 1. Now, if you're more pessimistic or you think, now's a good time to start protecting profits or, taking profits off the table, type of 2, just kind of seeing what the vibe is out there, what people are thinking right now. Me, I'm under the impression, we just went through the major indices and we just went through all the market timing signals. They're still up. So I don't feel like I'm getting that greedy. The MTI is at 1.35 right now. Historically, it gets top heavy around 1.5. So I see a lot of 1s and 2s. It's pretty mixed, but a lot more people piling on 1. See, Joseph, I'm hoping GGE recovers to previous days open. Dead cat bounce. Both. We need a correction. That's what Hickey says. We need a correction. Well, some people might be wanting a correction. Some people who are holding stocks probably don't want it right now. Just depending on what you're holding. That's the name of the game, right? Everyone wants, whatever they're holding, is going to affect what they want the outcome to be. Right now, I'm bullish. I don't want the correction right now. I still see the market rising. So let's talk about that. How is VectorVest going to let me know when some of this momentum is starting to wane, right? That's the next question. Well, right now we got 3 green lights across the board. You see the needle all the way into the bullish territory. So, it looks like a good day today. The indices are up ever so slightly. Just, touching back on that for those people who just got in here. NASDAQ composite up 0.25%. S&P up almost 0.5%. The VectorVest composite is up 1% though. Hickey Bro, I just missed out on SPY 455 calls. Burgess confirmed down. The confirmed down, Bill, I'll be honest with you, it's a great timing signal. Definitely don't ignore it. But and that's the thing about this channel. I know everyone is trading differently. If you're more of a swing trader, looking for quick gains, quick momentum off this rally, the confirmed call probably be a little too slow for you. That's a little bit more conservative in nature. Looking at like the DEW, or even the primary wave, that's going to be your first warning sign. So if you're happy where your profits are, your objectives are met, and we see a primary wave down, nothing wrong with taking some of those profits off the table. And again, you don't have to enter and exit the market off of just one signal. If the primary wave goes down, I close some of my positions, right? If I get a red light in the price column, might close some more. If I get a DEW, might close some more. You can tiptoe in and tiptoe out, right? Because, for example, right now we got green lights across the board, but what if, some yellow lights or some red lights appear? Does that mean I just, give up on the market? No. It just means, hey, protect some profits, maybe hedge your position. For people out there trading options, there's a million ways to do that, right? You can write some covered calls, things of that nature. You can do some spread strategies. So there's ways to play it, but right now the market's going to the upside. So if you're still holding right now, I don't think you're being greedy at all. Joseph, do you think gold stocks will continue to rise despite the possibility that the rally stops? The gold stocks, that's definitely a possibility, Joseph. I did a video on gold maybe about a month or two ago. I saw a breakout to the upside. Glenn did one on gold recently. I haven't looked at gold. We'll look at your stocks towards the end. So if there's a gold spot ETF or gold like Barrick's Gold, we could track something like that. John, I like selling covered calls when the market is moving up like this. All right, John, are you selling them far out enough out of the money to where that time decay is working in your favor? Now, that's another thing, as far as covered calls, if you don't want to sell your stocks, right? For example, you find some good stocks, you don't really want to sell them, even if the MTI gets that high. When the MTI gets around 1.5 level, that's usually a time to put, some insurance on your stock, do some covered calls. People who write in covered calls when the market or MTI is around 0.6, typically that's not going to work out that well for you. Just because, the stocks, if the market does jump up, and stocks likely too, that cover call may not work out. Banks. That's what Akshay is saying. Banks. Now, I haven't really looked at banks lately. Akshay, I'm sure you've got a couple bank names. We'll take a look at those in just a moment. But let's dive into the software here. So let's look at the Dow Jones real quick. We're going to look at the intraday movement here. All right. Let's just go over the 1 day. Here's the Dow Jones Industrial 930. Nice strong open for the Dow Jones. We see that. Open around 35,950. Strong upside. A little bit of a pullback around 11 a.m. However, the bulls came right back in charge and we're hitting new intraday highs here. So that looks really good. So now let's take a look at the NASDAQ, tech heavy NASDAQ here. A little indecision. Looks like the market was trying to point out a direction. But again, by 11 o'clock, a good pivot there. To the upside. We're still seeing that momentum carry to the upside going into the lunch hours right now as we start this broadcast. John, GDX calls got in the cost data in early October. While these calls are up like 70% out till June, we'll sell near-term calls to hedge that position. Yeah, selling calls to hedge the position in gold, not mad at it at all. Just, I know gold's been on a tear lately, so that's a good way to try to lock in some profits there. Microsoft this year up 55%. A lot of big winners when it comes to, the Magnificent Seven. No doubt in that. And we're seeing it today. Look, this momentum still continuing intraday hours here. So that's the Qs, the NASDAQ. So we got the SPX here. Also to the upside, same as the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones. From open until about 11 a.m., some indecision there. Good pivot point there right after 11 a.m. And then we're seeing price action continue to the upside. So, if I'm intraday trading right now, definitely being bullish at this moment. So let's see here. So we're going to go into the timing signals. Now we have the confirmed up call. So the confirmed up call here, this is our slowest moving timing signal. I'm more of an active trader, so I don't really use the up signal too much, but I never ignore a down signal. You can see the down signal here gave customers ample warning back in August of this market pullback here. So it does a great job, and it's entering us in lower than where it got us out at. So it did a great job of trying to get customers prepared for this most recent pullback. So yeah, confirmed up call. If you're a swing trader, not necessarily going to be using it too much, but definitely a great conservative call here. Never ignore confirmed down. Here's the DEW. This is my favorite signal. Now we can see the DEW. If we zoom in here, the down signal came in on the 11th of August here, while the up signal getting us pretty close to the bottom here. Up signal came on the 3rd of November. The market's been up quite since then, the past few weeks. So this, does a great job of getting you out of the market or getting prepared to the downside. So to say that you didn't have any warning of this market pullback back in August and September, now if you have a subscription to VectorVest itself, you had ample warning here. Utilizing our market timing signals. So now let's go into stock pick ideas. And I like seeing what industries work here. So we got the hot industries section. So you look at here, ETFs, transportation. I like that. I know shipping's been pretty hot lately. So is truck. Now shipping, I've done a couple of videos on the Panama Canal. So that, that's definitely caused some of the shipping stocks to take off a little bit. I should have listened to market timing. That's what Ultra Magnus tells us. Ultra Magnus, you're not the only one. The system has been around for a long, long time, and when you try to go against the system, it proves to be difficult. But let's just see here. These industries, we've got transportation, building, residential, steel. Steel's been on this list now for quite some time, the hot industries. We've got apparel, shoes, and then machinery, automation. So if you're trying to find some momentum in the market, these are the places to be. So let's just take a look at the top couple ones in each one of these industries here. Look at this. All these charts here. BDRY at the top of the list. Overall VST 1.47. Looks really good. Look at relative value at 1. Okay, this is an ETF. That's why. Relative timing at 2. What is going on here? This has got to be moving parabolically. Yeah, from $4.50 a month ago to now $9. So it has doubled in price, this ETF here. Look at this. I haven't even heard of this one yet. So definitely may want to put this on your radar. Especially if you're a momentum trader, it's doubled in price over the last month. Pretty big moves there. Here we've got building. We've got IBP, PHM, Pulte at the top of the list here. Let's just zoom in. Nice price action, lower left, upper right. The moving averages are all in our favor here. The 3 is above the 8, and they're both above the 20. Nice, strong, updated day. Looks great. Buy rating. Pulte here, nice lower left to upper right. Big day today. Look, big channel. We see a channel there for about 2 weeks. Broke out to the upside of that channel today. Just looking at the bar itself, not much selling pressure here. Buy rating, all the moving averages in our favor. This looks good. MHO, nice price action to the top. So yeah, residential looks good. I haven't been talking about that too much. I might have to do a 6 p.m. video, dive into these stocks a little bit more. But those stocks, had great price action. Nice steady price action over the last 30 days. Now, if we jump into steel alloy here, we got GSM at the top of the list. Let's click on the stock here. Look at that. A lot of momentum to the upside right now. We got the buy rating. All the moving averages in our favor. Even today, look, nice big body candlestick. Very little wick at the top. Not a lot of selling pressure. So I like this. A lot of momentum here. Even the DPO, D-trend and price oscillator, and positive, gaining to the upside. This one here, CRS. It is moving up slightly. Not a whole lot. I'd like to see this high taken out, actually. This high comes in at 74.06. I'd like to see price action take out that 74.06 level just to confirm momentum to the upside here. Here we've got ATI. It's channeling to the outside. Look at the moving averages starting to converge. I'm not really a big fan of this one right now. This one looks nice. USAP, lower left to upper right, big body candlestick today, taking out the consolidation we've seen the past few days here. Not a lot of selling pressure. Moving averages in our favor. This one coming in under the radar. Again, that's USAP. Look at this stock. I like that one. All right. A lot of promising stocks when it comes to steel alloy. Type a 1 in the comment section if you agree. But I see them there. I mean, they look really good. Next, we've got apparel shoes. Let's just take a look at the top stock here. We've got Decker Outdoors at the top of the list. Let's zoom in here. Last month. Yeah, we got price action to the upside. Moving averages in our favor. Look at that strong buy rating over the last 30 days here. Not a break in sight, not a hold. That looks really good. We got Crocs here. We got a fresh buy rating on it about 2 weeks ago. Price action moving up. Moving averages in our favor. D-trend and price oscillators gaining that momentum to the upside. Actually looks like some good stock choices when it comes to shoes. We've got Skechers here. Look, Skechers on a tear. A month ago it was $46. Now it's almost $60. That's up 50% in a month, close to it. DPO went positive about that same time, about a month ago here. Nice strong buy rating we've had on it for a couple weeks now. Moving averages in our favor. I like them all. You know, these shoe apparel stocks are looking good. And I don't really look at shoe apparel stocks too often. I'm not gonna lie. We got Rocky Brands here. Still that momentum to the upside. We're seeing an upper wick today. I'd like to see the high yesterday taken out at 28.96. Just confirming momentum to the upside right now. But still looks good. We got the buy rating on it. Everything looks good here. Here's the support coming in. Just under $24 we see here. Skechers are great shoes, Bill says. I like Skechers. You know, I know a lot of people hate on them. Here we've got Birkenstocks. I haven't really seen anyone wear Birkenstocks in a while. Does anyone really wear these anymore? I know like back in the 90s, early 2000s, very popular shoe here. But look at it today. Hey, say what you want about their shoes. Their stock is rocking and rolling, up another 5% today, $2.35. Bringing it, let's see here, just above $48 price action. No, it's been rising over the last 30 days. All the moving averages are in our favor. Looks good. A nice big full candlestick today. Very little wick at the top. Maybe just take out the high, that wick today, just confirm momentum to the upside. Even looking at DPO or D-trend and price oscillator, that is also moving to the upside. Glenn loves his Crocs. Oh, Glenn, you're not here to defend yourself, buddy. We'll have to get you a pair when you get back. He's in Texas. He'll be back next week. I know he's excited to wear his cowboy hat down there. Will you please go over the chart indicators you are using, please? Yeah, Roger. So on this chart here, we've got the candlesticks, those lines there. We've got a 3-day, 8-day, and 20-day. The 3 and 8 are exponential. That's the teal and dark blue. The purple at the bottom, that's going to be our 20-day simple moving average. And then down below, we do have a 20-day DPO or D-trend price oscillator. It's just an oscillator, so if it's above 1, momentum to the upside. If it's below 1, momentum is to the downside. And that thin bar across the top, that's our buy, hold, and sell rating. So on this stock here, started out a month ago as a hold rating. The buys trickled in. However, over the past 4 days, we've had a nice strong buy rating develop here. So I'm liking this. We're seeing that momentum continue to the upside. All right, so there's the shoe stock. So let's get out of that one. Last one here, machinery automation. So let's see what here. We got Symbotic at the top of the list, SYM. Let's take a look at the month here. Ooh, I don't know. That one's interesting. If I could take out the high from 2 days ago, I'd get a little bit more fuzzy about it. But that gap, that's my concern right now. That gap, just below $40, up to about $47. We see that gap up here a couple days ago. about a week and a half ago. However, the moving average is in our favor. The 3 is starting to converge. We're seeing that momentum since that gap up starting to wane a little bit here. DPO still positive territory. Not in a rush to sell it, but if it enters that gap, I would definitely be cutting it short here. Otherwise, if the 3 stays above the 8, I'm keeping it long. Next, we got Holly Systems. Look at this. Nice price action, lower left to upper right. Now, the 3 is converging closer to the 8. It looks like it just wants to fill that gap. Maybe a little bit more downside action here. We're seeing that gap about a week ago get filled a little bit here. DPO also starting to pull back a little bit. So, yeah, not in a rush. If you're in this position, definitely protect some profits here in the near future because the 3 is converged to that 8. However, I mean, price action is above the 28-day exponential moving average, so may not exit at all, but if you're up quite a bit in this position, definitely protect some profits. All right, so now I'm going to create a watch list here. All right, so at the end of the show, we always want to take your stock picks and analyze them. So in the comment section, start typing in symbols, and I am going to type them in the iPad, create a watch list. Try to get as many as we can, maybe like 10 or 15, and go through these stocks here and see exactly what you guys are interested in today. All right, we got Path. CSCO. All right, just typing them in now. All right, we got Roku. You guys got a lot of stocks today. See here, A&F. All right. All right, so we've got the stocks in here. Now create a watch list here. Let's name it. Oh. We'll name it December 1st. It is the first day of December, the last month of the year. Let's see if we can notch in a win for the Bulls this month. I know everyone would like to make some money before the holidays. That's always nice. All right, so we've got all your stocks here. Looks like I got about 12 of them. Lululemon's at the top of the list. Who put in Lululemon's here? Looks like you're the winner today. So it's VST at 1.41. Well, in all fairness, Palo Alto is also tied for first place at 1.41. Did anyone see my video on Palo Alto and some of the other cybersecurity stocks? Let's see here. All right, so let's break down these graphs. We got Lulu. Look at this. Overall VST 1.41. RV a 1.26, relative safety 1.43, relative timing, it is an uptrend. Comfort index historically goes up. So yeah, looks really good. I mean, Lululemon's, they did a partnership with Peloton. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. I did a short on it. I thought that was an awesome partnership between these two. Lululemon's was the athletic wear provider for Peloton. I think these two brands would go well together. I see them teaming up more in the future. Lee Lemon, you win a pair of yoga pants. So yeah, everything looks really good here. Let's just zoom into the price action. Look, another big updated day, up 3% again today. Another $14, bringing the total here just above $460. Whew. Lululemon's again up there. Now we see price action. All the moving averages in our favor. DPO hasn't been negative over the last 1 month. Buy rating is the only thing in sight. This looks like a great stock. If I'm going to continue playing this momentum of the market to the upside, this is definitely a good one to have. Next, we've got Palo Alto. Buy and holds across the board here. However, buy rating right now has been for the last 2 weeks. We're seeing that momentum. Keep it up to the upside. Looks like it was channeling. We see the top and bottom of that channel with those two lines there. Well, I guess they're both support lines now. But you see price action once it broke out to the upside there. Those moving averages just stayed in our favor. Bringing price from just below 260, now getting close to $300. So a lot of money made over there over the last few weeks. And look at the DPO staying in our positive territory here, the 20-day. I like it. Everything, nothing is screaming, to sell this position. Now we've got APO also moving to the upside here. We've got the buy rating. Looks like it's channeling to the side right now. We're seeing it stuck between support and resistance here. Resistance coming around 93. The moving averages are still in our favor, but just look out for that breakout. So you see it channeling between the support and resistance. Just look out for that breakout. But other than that, looks really good. Lower left to upper right. Got the buy rating. Nothing, nothing crazy here. TBBK Bancorp Inc. This stock hasn't done much over the last 30 days. It is up slightly from about $38 to just below $40. So ever so slightly, but it's just been a big channel. We're seeing it channeling here. So if you're in it, just keep an eye on that channel of a breakout either way. If you're not in it, I'd wait to see some kind of direction made here. And definitely wait, if you see a breakout on a channel, make sure there's strong volume, show some, some conviction. Drew, 3 green lights. Woohoo. Yeah, I like it. I like it. The market, it is coming back. I like it a lot. Now look here. We got Path. Look at that. Nice breakout to the upside. Big gap up. Could have been earnings. I don't know what the news is on this, but it's up 26% today. So whoever put this in here, whoever recommended Path, let us know, if you know why it's up so much. But it's up 26% right now. So yeah, I like that. Big winner there. Let's see here. We got Bank of the Ozarks. I like Bank of the Ozarks a lot. Great company overall. We're seeing it right now. Trying to break out to the upside. Just broke this level of resistance here coming into play. Nice bodied candlestick. Very little wick to the top, showing buyers have control. Buy rating, dominating the top of the line right there over the last 2 or 3 weeks. DPO in positive territory. It looks really good. Here we've got FRO. This one is trending down right now. The buy rating just became a hold rating. We see the gap down. The moving averages, all in a bearish stance right now. Even the DPO just a few days ago went negative. So if you're holding this position, Brian says Path on earnings. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. Let's see here. But yeah, as far as this position, FRO, I'm not sure who recommended this stock, but definitely, be cautious of it. It gapped down 2 days ago. The moving average is not in our favor. So if you're in this, just mitigate your losses. If you're at a loss, if you're in profits, but nothing is telling me to go buy this right now. Nothing. Here we've got Roku. Look at this price action. Nice lower left, upper right. Kevin says, Ryan, what support and resistance graph settings do you use? All right, so let's go in the graph settings here. For the support resistance, I just have on the default ones here. And if you ever want to find those, you just, let's go back here. Graph settings at the bottom. Click support resistance. And then, so these are the settings here, but I just have it on the default. So I've got 2 touches, a strong reversal, and the size of the zone is going to be thin. Now, the number of bars we're going back to is 100 bars. That's it. So if you're finding stocks that are hitting, recently new highs or new lows, you may need to extend that to either 300 or 500 if the stock has gone, experienced those prices before in the past to get support resistance from. But yeah, these are the default here. So let's go back out. But yeah, Roku, it's moving. Look at that. It's booking to the upside. If I'm not in it right now, I want to take out this high of 108.40 just to confirm momentum to the upside. I'd rather give up these couple bucks and just get confirmation to momentum to the upside and just jump in right now. However, the moving averages, they're all in our favor. No buy rating yet. We do have a hold rating, but no buy rating yet. We've got Microsoft, nothing but a buy rating. It's been trending up. The moving averages, look at that, starting to roll over. The 3 converge to the 8. Price action sitting just above that 20-day moving average. We see the buyers trying to find a level of support there. So yeah, if you're holding Microsoft, if price action breaks that 20 there, that's going to be your first warning sign of a pullback. But look at the DPO dropping off on it. Now we have ARM holdings here. ARM's trading at $64, up 4%, up 252. Anyone see my ARM video earlier this week? Who watched the video I did on ARM? Now, if you haven't watched it, I already told you ARM, I feel, is a huge play. If you were lucky enough to get it in closer to $50, I see a bagger opportunity. What's a bagger opportunity? A bagger opportunity is when you get a stock with 100% gain. That's right. I think at some point ARM might get up to $100. Obviously, it depends what the market does. That plays a big role. But if you saw the video last night and the partnerships they have formed and are in the process of forming with some of the biggest names out there, I'm a big believer. If you ever watch me, I know a lot about the semiconductor space. That's most of the stocks I trade are going to be semiconductors. Joseph, ARM looks promising. Yeah, a lot of you guys watched the ARM video. I like it a lot. The moving averages in our favor right now. But, they're announcing a lot of partnerships with NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, their biggest competitor. One of their biggest competitors being Intel, and they're stealing a lot of their space right now. This stock has great potential here. And the market cap, if you watch that video of the 6-7 stocks we looked at on the video earlier this week, this had the lowest market cap. So if you're ever looking for a stock with the potential to get 100% or multi-bagger as it's called, 100 to 300%, you definitely want to look at market cap for that. Bobby in Utah. Hi, Ryan. Thank God it's Friday. It is Friday, Bobby. I am excited it's Friday. The holiday week last week threw me off a little bit this week, but, the market up right now. Made a little money trading in the market, so that's always a plus. I hope everyone else is, making some money right now. Now, as far as the market itself, I'm still bullish. I haven't even thought about opening up a bearish position. We're still seeing green lights. We're still seeing momentum to the upside. Right now I'm just riding that momentum to the upside and trying to make as much money as I can, for the holidays, right? Is that the goal? But yeah, so we're seeing ARM here, still going to the upside. Look, price action is getting close to this candlestick here. This high comes in at 64.20, but even this here, the high is at 64.90. So we're getting close to that. We get that breakout to the upside and break that high on that wick here, that 64.92 level. I definitely see some more potential with ARM. Here we've got Cisco. After its gap down earlier this month, you can see it just really hasn't recovered at all. It's actually been in a pretty tight channel since then. Looks like the 3 is converging closer to the 8, showing that downside momentum since the gap down has kind of waned off now. However, no indecision here. If I'm holding this position, I'm putting a tight stop on it just because if it goes down much any further, there's no real support in sight. But essentially with this position, I'm not a buyer right now. If I could if I get confirmation that 3 goes above the 8, I might become more of a buyer with a target, just above $50 there, maybe 51. But not a play that I'm not that interested in. James, do I sell Microsoft? Well, James, that's a great question. Anytime someone asks me, should I sell something, what were your initial goal? What did you buy it at? I don't know what you bought it at. Did you buy it a while ago? Are you up 10, 20, 30%? I'm not exactly sure. And, where are you happy? But right now, we're seeing that 3 cross. Let's go back to Microsoft. So I know quite a few of you probably hold this position. We're seeing that 3 roll over a little bit. The prior swing low comes in here at $367, right? So that would kind of be my cutoff. I'm thinking it closes below the 20. Yeah, the first 20, the 20-day simple is around 370, so it's about $3 worth of room right now. That's, but again, you don't always have to enter position and leave a position at the same time. So, say I've got X amount of dollars. If the 3 crosses below the 8, I might take some money out. If price action goes below the 20, might take some more money out. If price action takes out this prior swing low at 367, I'm probably out of the position. There's the rest of my trade. But I'm slowly going down, because if I see signs of it starting to go back up, that money that I took out to protect profits, I can just put back in the position. You can buy back in, See here, John, I wish I kept Microsoft when it sold off after the Fed sued them, I think back in 1998. John, if you had a lot of shares of Microsoft since 1998, you'd probably be sitting pretty, right? But yeah, so we got Cisco here. So GAU, look at this. Was a sell. Great bottom fishing stock, it looks like. Moving averages. The stock got its hold rating back on November 14th. The next day, the moving averages started all getting in our favor here by the 15th. Buy rating started to appear later on. So this looks like a great bottom fishing opportunity here. And as far as this position, it's still going. It's up another 2% today. Moving averages in our favor. DPO is continuing to climb. This one looks good. And this is Galliano Gold. That's a gold company. IONQ, look at it. Channeling to the side, not doing much of anything. Let's go back out to 6 months. IONQ here. 3 months. Yeah, channeling to the side here. We're seeing this level of resistance. I'd want to see price action definitely take out this resistance here. The moving averages are in our favor right now. Now, if you bought below $10, it's closer to 9, and it gets up to 14 at this level of resistance. You got to think that's almost 40, 50% gain, right? So is worth waiting to see if price action breaks that level of resistance worth any more gains. That's a personal question. But this stock has been on a tear the last few weeks. So again, definitely try to protect profits here. John, I remember when AMD was at that level, people thought they were done. I'm long in Microsoft. I did buy some more on the dip beginning in January. Yeah, AMD is a great position. I love AMD. I own AMD. I've got my mom into AMD. We're both sitting under $100 for our average. I think I'm in the 80s. I think my mom's in the 90s for average cost. So we're sitting good on AMD. I'm watching it. Right now with the market still trending up, I'm not in a rush really to sell AMD. And it looks like it's trying to get up today around that 120 level. My support resistance is the basic. It's the default settings. So yeah, when you go here, you click support resistance. This is what mine is. 2 touches, strong on the reversals, and thin on the zones. That's the default. And we're just looking back 100 bars. All right, so IONQ, that is the last stock here. So now I just want to go to premium watch list. And I just want to see what are some of the best semiconductors right now. Oh, wait. So we've got Rambus, RMBS at the top of the list. Look at that, even outperforms NVIDIA. Let's take a look at this one. Has anyone heard of this stock? Rambus Inc.? I have not. RMBS. Look at this. Relative value 1.46. Relative safety 1.42. Timing 1.58. So it's in an uptrend right now. Great ratings on this company. So let's click on the chart here. So yeah, look at that. Rambus. Was that $48? Jumped up, getting close to 70. Looks like it's consolidating right now. John says RMBS has been around for a long, long time. Yeah, this one here. Let's look at the 6-month chart. Yeah, even at a 6-month high. Let's go to a 1 year. It is. Yeah, that's at a 1 year high too. Let's go 5 year. Yeah, it's at an all-time high. So this stock's finding a lot of momentum right now to the upside. Great find here on this list. Again, we went to the premium watch list section and then went here to the semiconductors. Nvidia is second on the list here. Let's take a look at Nvidia. Up slightly today. I know since earnings, Nvidia's been kind of lackluster. RMBS up on low volume, could close that gap. They make CPUs. Yeah, Nvidia, great ratings here. Relative value 1.8. Relative timing 1.16. Okay, that's a great looking chart. Earnings per share on the rise. But we can see here if we zoom in. Let's just go to 1 month here. Price action, I want to see it get it back above these levels here around 480. Struggling right now at 470. You see the DPO slipping to the downside. All the moving averages actually have gone negative right now. 3 is below the 8. Price action below the 20. So if you're in this position, again, I am not a financial advisor. I cannot tell you what to do. The only reason why I would still be holding on to Nvidia, A, is because it's one of the best companies out there. One of the biggest and most important companies out there when it comes to the AI revolution. But the market right now, we've got nothing but green lights in the color guard. So, is the risk of holding Nvidia a little bit longer to squeeze out a few more dollars worth it? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you advice, but my personal opinion right now, I'm not in a rush to sell. I am really concerned right now with Nvidia though, because price action broke that 20-day moving average. And the 3 is below the 8 right now. DPO slipping. So from a technical aspect, yeah, it's under the hot seat. And I'd probably be watching it a little bit more than I have been recently, especially if you've been holding it for a little bit. Let's see here. I just looked at the chart. This was on my low RT NA list 100. I sold Nvidia 470 put expiring today. Well, Brian, hopefully it closes above 470. It's at 470.89 right now, so it looks like you're good right now as far as selling that put. But again, you can introduce option strategy. So if I'm holding Nvidia, right, I don't want to sell it because I like Nvidia, but I own, maybe 100 shares, a couple hundred shares, whatever it may be, I could be selling calls against it. So if as Nvidia, price goes down, at least these calls or the premiums I'm collecting off these calls are offsetting some of those losses, generating a little bit of income for me. While price action, takes this hit. And, if price action goes up, and the stock gets called away from me, well, at least it's getting called away at a higher price, right? So, but yeah, covered calls, if you haven't taken our course, or seen Jim Penna, he's got a lot of videos on the YouTube channel. Just type in, covered calls, on the YouTube channel itself, and you'll see some videos on how to do that. But, this might be a good time to start putting some insurance on Nvidia right now. Could you please add EPS? Thank you. Let's take a look at the earnings per share here. There we go, EPS. All right, even if we look at the earnings per share, look at that. Big rise in earnings per share starting just above $14. Now, if we take a look at it here, closing closer to $19. It looks like the market is breaking through resistance today. Dennis, yeah, I can agree with that. So it's about 12:45. So let's go back to the homepage here, see what the market is doing. So yeah, it's still on the rise since, we've been recording about, 45 minutes to an hour now. All the signals are up right now. The major indices, look at that. Dow Jones up 0.7. Big move to the upside since we started recording here. NASDAQ, it is up slightly. It was at 0.4. Now it's at just 0.5%, 0.5. VectorVest Composite was over 1%. Now it's at 1.25, continuing to climb to the upside. So as far as right now, if you're trying to open up bearish positions, you're probably just, getting murdered in them right now. So I'm not in a rush to open any bearish positions unless it's some kind of protection like NVIDIA, where an individual stock is pulling back. Microsoft, we saw, is starting to feel the pressure right now. So just keep that in mind. But right now, VectorVest is bullish, right? So when it comes to protecting profits, again, the MTI is at 1.25. Let me take a look at it here. Yeah, MTI. MTI is at 1.37, right? Historically, likes to get top heavy around 1.5. So we're getting close to these levels. So don't be afraid or surprised if we get some choppiness. I know Steve Chappell, he uses that term. When we get to these levels, you can get some choppiness in the market. So if you see the choppiness in the market, don't play off the intraday volatility. Look at the software, look at the trend column, look at the primary wave, the DEW, and see what the trend of the market is really telling us, right? But right now, all of the market timing indicators are up. Major indices are up. So unless your individual stocks are, feeling the pressure or starting to roll over, or you're experiencing losses in them, for the most part, most of your stocks should be going up right now, right? James, thanks again, Ryan, for all of your awesome work. And then James, ACGL. All right, we'll do one more stock. ACGL. Let's see here. Lee bought some of Glenn's XRO today, up 2.8%. Lee, I will say, I actually own XRO, and every time it gets close to $1 or below $1, that's when I buy a little bit more. I actually should start selling it as it gets closer to $2, because lately it's just kind of been pinging that. But yeah, right now I see XRO off dipping. I am a potential buyer XRO. I got to look at it actually. But yeah, I saw it took a big hit there. Let's see. So ACGL. All right. So here is Arch Capital. Relative value 1.6, RS 1.45. So fundamentally sound. RT relative timing 1.06. So I can see right now price action probably pretty flat. So let's look at it. Yep, flat. The RT 1.06 telling me that's oscillating right now. So it's stuck in a channel. James, I need to type this in here. If you're looking to buy it or sell it, I'm waiting on the breakout. Right now, the price pressure is to the downside. We're seeing the moving averages all on the bearish side right now. But yeah, so if I own it, this support here is going to be my cutoff. So about $2 there. If I don't own it, I'd like to get confirmation to the upside with price action breaking above the $87 level. But yeah, you can see just consolidating here, James. So just keep an eye on it. But ultimately, I'm waiting for a breakout to make any major decision on this position. Yeah, all right, yeah. So if you own it, again, I don't know where you bought it at. I don't know what your risk tolerance is. But if it's me, let's just go out to a 6-month time frame. Yeah, that support level is kind of my cutoff, You can see the support here. If it breaks that support level, I mean, it could get down in the 70s real quick. But the earnings per share is growing. Buy and holds, no sell. Nice price action from lower left to upper right. So yeah, I mean, it looks like a good stock all in all. The ratings are good there and everything. But as far as just, price action right now, it's just trading to the side. Let's go to the 1 week. Yeah. But yeah, as far as any more downside action, that 82, that's my cutoff level. All right, so let's take us out here. Hey, it was my pleasure. Did anyone get to see the Cybertruck? I know they announced it back in 2019, but we saw the Cybertruck. They were promoting it last night down in Austin. I don't know. I think it's either gonna be a hit or a dud. Not much room in the middle. and frankly, I'm kind of feeling the dud side. The only thing I'm optimistic about the truck, it's got 11,000 pounds of towing capacity. The upgraded version, it's got over 400 miles on a single charge. Cole says, not a truck. The Cybertruck presentation was goofy. Yeah, it was kind of goofy. And even I looked at Tesla today. It did gap down, but I don't know. I mean, the design of it, everything, it's futuristic looking. It is definitely futuristic looking, but I don't know if I'm that big of a believer. Now, Glenn, he will be back next week. He is down in Dallas. I hope him, a safe travel. Yeah, the only reason I mentioned that Cybertruck is because it was also mentioned down in Texas yesterday. Wait for some Texas feeding cattle out of the Cybertruck. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as the investors right now, I don't think they're feeling too warm and fuzzy with Tesla gap down. But I did see Intraday was trying to claw back, but we'll see. But I see it more of a dud than anything. The only thing, I guess, like I said, positive. I mean, 11,000 pound towing capacity. That's quite a bit. Glenn should feel threatened. No, Glenn, we're not here to threaten Glenn. All right, everyone, you guys enjoy your weekend. Now, again, I hope you make money going into next week. Don't get too greedy. Keep your eye on the MTI. It's at 1.37. Again, so we're getting closer and closer to that 1.5 level. But with green lights across the board, I'm going to leave you on one note, and that is we are bullish. Have a good afternoon.